Hey everyone, I am back on my bullshit. Here is another tutorial from me. I know it's been a while, but we're gonna get right into it. Right now, or for this tutorial, I can't speak English. We are going to be working on quickly sketching out figures under 10 minutes. Now, this isn't one way to do it. This is how I do it. Pretty much just going to give you some simple tips and tricks to help you out when you're sketching out your figures. I know a lot of you out there like, man, it takes me like a friggin' hour to just do a torso. And I'm like, then you're doing something wrong, bud. You're doing something wrong. So right now, we're going to be working on the female figure first. I find that's the easiest figure to work on because it's more curves than anything. So here, you can see me. Struggling. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. So here, this is the first figure that I'm working on. We are going to do kind of like a front, side, and back situation. So here, you can see me doing very loose and slightly unplanned strokes. This is all improv, by the way. I don't have a plan when I'm doing this stuff. I made like a guide for myself, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on this, this, and this. Then I'm going to do it again. So here, we're working on a front-facing individual. So right here, you can see I do very loose strokes. Like I said, nothing is planned, and I have a very good knowledge of anatomy already. This isn't a beginner tutorial, by the way. This is like what I already know. Okay, so you can see here I'm doing basic shapes. I'm not lining out everything as it should be. A lot of people take too much time lining things out, making things perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, here, just trying to get the feet in. And you know, if you make mistakes, you can always go back and erase. No problem. Okay, here, I'm just getting in some more details. The trick to quicking, Josephine, please. I'm sorry. The trick to sketching quickly is to not think too much. A lot of people think way too much. You just need to get the figure down. You can add the clothes and the eyes and the other shit later. Doesn't have to be right now. So here you can see I'm kind of just putting in some simple shapes. I've talked about it a lot in my older videos. Just start with simple shapes instead of just trying to outline the entire body perfectly. Here, I tend to split the torso into like 3 sections. So the breast, and then the midsection, and then the lower abdomen section. And then, of course, the hips at the bottom. So here, yeah, the legs are pretty much split into 2 parts. And I use a circle to indicate the kneecaps to make it easier for myself. For the thighs, I kind of use a tapered cylinder, if that makes any sense. Yeah, like I said, I already have a vast knowledge of anatomy. I've already been through it many times. I know what I'm doing. But for those who don't know what they're doing and who don't study anatomy regularly, I think it's more helpful if you do study anatomy or have a reference next to you and try to sketch out the general figure in under 10 minutes. And this video is slightly sped up. It's about almost half sped up. So that's why it looks like I'm drawing pretty quickly. But I'm also not going to talk for 30 minutes. That's going to kill me. So I'm just going to explain what I'm doing here. So this is the back figure of the woman now. You don't have to... You can make general guidelines for yourself if you'd like. If you're still struggling with proportions and whatnot. I already kind of know how things work, so I'm just kind of going along with the flow. If something looks too short, I can fix it. Something looks too long, I can fix it. Something doesn't belong somewhere, I can fix it. It's all good. So you guys see how I use very simple shapes? Try not to outline your entire figure like on the outside edge, you know? Just use simple shapes, triangles, squares, cylinders, whatever you're comfortable with. You don't want to try to do the whole thing in one go. You got to just quickly sketch it. If I'm lucky, I can get one of these in under 5 minutes. I usually don't think too much about the pose. I focus on details and stuff later on as well. So we have these 3 figures here. The trick to these is you can time yourself if you'd like. I don't like to put that kind of pressure on myself. I just try to go as quickly as possible and try not to think. Right here, I'm outlining this dynamic line down the middle of all these characters. A lot of people like to draw their characters stiff, and in terms of composition and whatnot, try to make your character look cool. You gotta add some life to them. So make sure the spine is a loose noodle, not a uncooked noodle. You know what I mean? You know those spaghetti noodles where they're all straight and shit, and then when you boil them, they're all floppy and shit. Then you throw them on the wall, and if they stick, they're ready. That's another topic. I'm sorry, but you know what I mean. So loose noodle, just like your sketches. You know, like make them loose. All right, I think here we're about to turn into the males. What did I just say? We're going to move on to the males. Sorry, I haven't done this in a while. All right, so here, males take me a little longer, just a little bit, because they have more definition to them in general, like more muscles to work with. Females are pretty easy. They just have all these soft lines and curves, so they're pretty fast. I can draw them pretty fast. So here you can see I'm kind of struggling with the torso, but that's fine. Now, males, I've mentioned in my earlier videos, males have more of a T-shaped body. Their chest is bigger than their waist. For females, it's usually almost the same size. But yeah, for males, their torso is bigger than their waist. So a lot of people tend to make that mistake where they draw guys just completely straight, like a string bean. Maybe some people have that body shape. I'm not shaming or anything. I'm not skinny shaming, but I'm just saying, like, in general, males have a bigger torso. Okay, so here I'm adding in the legs as well. Slightly bigger shapes for males when it comes to legs and arms. Try not to focus on muscle definition too much. I noticed, like, I kind of focused too much on the muscles on the legs here, but I gave up and I was like, no. Quick sketch. When you quickly sketching stuff, focus. Big shapes, get the overall pose down. Don't worry about the eyes, don't worry about the mouth, nose, whatever. Don't worry about the fingers. You just want these big shapes. And if you want, you can also put that little squiggly line down the middle to act as your spine. If you're drawing on paper, I recommend you draw this line very lightly. So here, I'm just putting in some arms. I kept changing my mind about the pose, I guess. I'm an indecisive bitch. So when you're doing this stuff, if you're just starting out, like if you're here because you want to learn how to draw more dynamic poses, you want to stop having your character so stiff, I recommend having some references next to you. Right here, I have no references. I'm just drawing from imagination. I have enough information that I learned to kind of just go with the flow and do whatever I want. But if you're just starting out, I really recommend you have a reference. It's not cheating. It's studying. You're not cheating if you're using a reference. If you trace it line by line, then yeah, it's cheating. You have to just have it next to you and try to understand the information that's being given to you. So here, I'm drawing the male to the side now. It's sometimes it can be hard drawing certain characters from a different angle, but like I said, if you have a reference with you, or if you just already know enough information to make them look like they're standing to the side, then that's fine. You don't have to draw the muscles yet, and you do not have to draw the little toes and little fingers. Leave those alone. So here, getting like the little waist part, trying to get that bulge. Guys have thicker thighs than women in general, so I was just trying to get that. Kind of looks like a very kind of rounded off chicken wing if you think about it. I say that because I'm kind of hungry. It's almost lunchtime and I'm recording this because I wanted to get it over with. But that's fine. I love you guys. Don't ignore me. All right. So here we're trying to get the back leg. I tried to make them stand up. Now, a lot of you may be asking, like, oh, how can you do this so quickly? I'm just a beginner. I can't do this crap. Study. Study. Gather shit from Pinterest. Gather stuff from magazines. Like, just find poses that y'all like and draw them out really quick. Don't focus on muscle definition. Don't focus on facial features. Nothing. Focus on big shapes that make the body. Okay, so here we're getting the back now. Don't forget, the torso is usually bigger than the waist in males. Here I'm just trying to get, I put some slight muscle definition so I can like tell myself, oh, okay, this goes here and that goes there. You don't have to draw that, but that's just easier for me. If you wish to do that, then you can. So here I was, like I said, males take a little longer for me to draw. But I was just trying to get the anatomy right. If y'all don't know how to draw males, or if y'all are confused on proportions, you can check out my earlier videos. I have a lot of stuff based on that. They may not be as good as what I'm doing here right now, but the information is still correct in terms of proportion. The males like bigger calves, tinier butt most of the time. They have like a square butt. Like if I had to give males a shape, it'd be a rectangle, and females would be a circle. Like I'm just trying to define most of their body shape. Everybody has a different body and shit. I know, in general. So here, I was slightly struggling with the legs. I wasn't struggling. I was trying to fix the pose, I guess, because I'm an indecisive shit. Okay, I was trying to draw his leg off to the side here. You see my loose strokes? I don't think about it too much. I don't do that little chicken scratch pencil lining, like, you know, just making one little indent on the paper and it takes me 5 minutes to draw the leg. Don't do that. Big ass shapes. Trust me, you'll get by stuff a lot faster if you just use big ass shapes. Okay, and here I think I was trying to do a pose where he's like waving to a taxi or some shit, waving to a friend. Like, hey, this weird person's drawing me, so I'm just gonna sit here. Okay, here's the other arm. If you want to separate the muscles using big shapes, then you can, if that's easier for you. Some people like to just use one shape for the arm, which is a little odd, but you can do that. I like to separate it into 3 shapes, which is the forearm, the biceps, and the shoulders. Okay, so here are my 3 figures now. Now notice I didn't take that long. I did not take that long. In retrospect, this video is about 30 minutes, but I had to cut it in half. But even so, that didn't take me that long, and I drew 6 figures. 6 figures in 30 minutes. Didn't take that long. I mean, it's about maybe 20 to 25 because I spent the last 10 minutes or so doing this quick tip stuff. So let's go for quick tips. Number 1, don't think too much. A lot of people tend to just be like, I need to get the details right. I need to get everything, every proportion right. You can fix that shit later. It's called time. Now, second point, use loose strokes. Try not to spend too much time trying to get a line perfect. You can fix it later. People don't understand that you can always fix these stuff later. Like, just get the overall shape down and you'll be fine. Number 3. Oh my god, I can't stress this enough. Please use reference. Please, don't try to guess what a torso looks like. Don't try to guess what a man's calf looks like. Just use reference. It's easier that way. And you learn. And then number 4, regularly draw studies. Go on Pinterest, go on Google, whatever, and just look up people that have relatively average figures. Don't have to draw like a perfect male or female, just relatively average. And here's some homework if you want to participate. You can challenge yourself. Try to look for some poses that you like, some pictures that you like. Get a piece of paper or go on your little tablet and try gathering up some references so you can practice drawing these poses, quickly sketching these poses under 10 minutes for each pose. Now, if you take more than 10 minutes and you're not even done with the body, then that means you got to change some stuff. You got to focus on the bigger picture. Okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm sorry if it seemed a little rushed. I'm not trying to rush anything. I just really don't feel like talking for 30 minutes straight. That would have been a nightmare. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any more suggestions for other kinds of tutorials that you want to see, whether you want to see something like me drawing a character in detail, or if you want to see how to draw scars, how to draw different types of eyes, how to draw blah blah blah, just let me know. Also a disclaimer, I'm not doing those manga tutorials anymore because I've moved on. That was a phase. I feel like every artist has that phase, but I'm not doing that anime and manga crap anymore. I've moved on a long time ago. I'm only doing digital painting nowadays, okay? If y'all want to see anime and manga tutorials, go check out like Mega Mikey or whatever. What's his name? Manga, I don't know. Check out Mark Crilly and all that stuff. But if you want to see digital painting and you want to see more detailed tutorials, I'm pretty good at that, so you can check out me. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Get the fuck out of my way. Don't give a fuck, nigga. I just might go to the give me a sack of my bag. Nigga running up on me is a mistake.